bear with me a sec. I'm just trying to let someone. It's not
right. Here he is.
Here he is. How you doing, mate?
Yes, boys.
We're live.
Yeah, not too
we
bad.
are live. So yeah, I'm doing
yeah.
good, mate. We're live. We are live. So we're gonna jump into it now. We're live. It's good to see you, mate, and stuff. And look, we've just been talking a little bit and stuff, but we're just gonna jump straight into it. Anyway, getting back to it. Look, thanks everyone. Listen, this is Arsenal Fans Focused. This podcast is all about you, the fans, your passion and your opinion, and for the love of the game, take center stage. So we're going to dive right into it. And obviously, everyone knows what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the Wolves game. There's so much opinions and feelings and mockery that's going on right now about the game. And I'm gonna put my 2 pence worth in. I'm joined by Jake. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Not well, considering everything. Yeah.
And I'm joined by Adam. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, better than this morning and last night, mate. Getting there, but yeah,
it certainly is. Look, Arsenal were 2-0 up against Wolves, and we just dropped 2 points. It was, to me, it was shambolic. I've got to be honest. Embarrassing. And it was unsettling for me. I just didn't understand what was going on. Obviously, I wasn't there, just shouting, watched the game. I felt Arsenal was arrogant. Now, you guys might say something different. I'm just going to put my 2 pence worth in it for a minute. I felt that the players didn't play like they're playing to win a Champions League, a Premier League for the first time. It felt to me that each player looked lethargic. Their legs looked tired. They were letting players come at them. They weren't forthright. They weren't going for it. I don't know. There's so many different things I can talk about it, but I'm just going to jump straight into it now and I just want to ask you first, Adam. What's your feeling? I don't want to go into the whole thing yet because I want to ask some questions. How did you feel after that final whistle?
It's one of the worst I've felt in years. I liken it to a cup final defeat. There's games that you lose and you kind of feel bad. I think the United game hit me quite hard a few weeks ago, but this one lingered to this morning. I don't often, like I was saying before, I can normally manage the emotional side of it a bit better these days. Back in the day, it would ruin my kind of week, weekend, whatever it was. This one really lingered. I was on the way to work this morning. It was the first thing I thought about when I woke up. I was on the way to work this morning after the group chat was pinging off, with other fans. And it was one of the worst I've felt for years, especially a league game in the middle of February. I think the context of the game, as I said, the fact that Wolves are as bad as they are, 2-0 up, momentum shifter after the Brentford game. There was so many factors to it. Mm-hmm. I don't disagree with you. I thought we were arrogant. I thought we were playing it around at 2-0. It felt like, oh, how easy is this? Like, on us. And it was, I was low, and it's, it's going to be a massive acid test for the team now. Sunday is a big game at any time of the year, but this is even bigger now. And
right. I mean, you talked about the worst you've seen. Jake, what's this Arsenal's worst performance this season, or have you seen worse? Take your time, mate.
Off the top of my head, no. It's just taking the wind out of me, that result last night, boys. So
you're out of focus. I don't know if it's me. Sorry, Jake, but could you see it, Adam? He's out of focus, or is it
a little bit? Yeah.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Right, yeah.
You're out of focus sometimes. You're out of focus sometimes.
Yeah, I can hear you, Pat.
All right. I mean, well.
Yeah, you can see me. I can still hear you.
Well, then fix it. Fix it.
Right? I don't know.
No.
Any good?
Nope.
Just a little bit fuzzy, mate. But Still look good though, don't worry.
Am I?
Still look good. Don't
It,
take a
it
mickey
looks
out of him.
perfect on my. It looks perfect on my screen.
Adam, tell him, please.
Yeah, it's a bit CCTV-ish, mate, but
Mate, you
Sorry,
can't even see your face properly. But anyway, go on, carry on. No, that's it. Go on. No, that's it. Go on. Leave it there.
oh, here we go.
Okay.
So anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah,
Put
just
your
a
face
terrible
back on
performance.
there, mate.
I can't think of a. We were just in first gear the whole time, and we just didn't want to do anything. And you summed it up with your intro, Pat. But it was just a terrible. It's typical Arsenal over the last 3 years. It's typical Arsenal. And yeah, it feels so bad because we know how much this performance in particular hurts us and puts us on the back foot, even though we're still 2 points ahead. It's like I don't even care if we beat Tottenham on Sunday now, because it just means that much less now. Because
Well,
do you know what I mean? It's just,
at the moment. Let's just keep it here for now.
well, no, I'm
mean,
just saying like that's what it's done for me. It's like we probably will go and beat Spurs convincingly, but it's just too late now. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I can't think it's probably, as far as a mental and a performance for mentality wise, yeah, it's probably the worst.
Do you, Adam, when we were 2-0 up, I mean, even like 1-0, do you feel that they were being a bit arrogant? The way they were passing the ball, keeping possession at the back, passing it back to each other, sideways or midfield, passing it back to Saliba, Gabriel, passing it back to the goalkeeper. Did you find it a little bit arrogant, or when we were 2-0 up, or is it, or am I pushing it a little bit?
I think more so at 2-0, Pat. I think at 1-0, like we looked all right for the first half hour. I think we started the game pretty well. At 2-0, it had all the hallmark of like the old Arsenal of like, we've won this. How easy is this? Let's start thinking about Spurs on Sunday. We got half hour left. Don't get any injuries. Make sure we're okay. And yeah, it was arrogant. And we used to fall into that trap years ago where, like, we haven't achieved anything yet, but we had this aura about us that we're the best team in the league, and like, yeah, come and lay a glove on us. And how bad are you, Wolves? And the crowd sniffed it. The home crowd sniffed it. The Wolves players started doing it. And once they scored, we couldn't get out of that first gear, as Jake said. And the momentum just shifted completely. And at that point, it just felt like we were hanging on for dear life.
So do you think that, I mean, again, this arrogance switching off, do you think they switched off?
I do. I mean, if you only go look at the pressing for the first goal, we didn't get within 5 yards of Bueno when he scored. There was a couple of other like long range shots. I think Adam Armstrong had one where he turned and put it just over the bar, and there was, the pressing just stopped. And that's the one thing under Arteta that's always been kind of, we've always said, love him or hate him, Arteta, like the pressing game has always been really good. We're always competitive in games. It's like, if we've lost games, we've always been competitive. For the last half hour yesterday, like, everything about our football was not us. Like, we were second to everything. Big players went missing. It looked nervous. Players that are normally very calm on the ball looked nervous, and it was just weird. It was like it was almost like, I don't know. It was like it was the second last game of the season, and the pressure was huge. We were in the middle of February against Wolves away, and if we were panicking at this point, then Jesus, like, what chance have we got, really?
I mean, again, it's, I don't know if you were screaming at the TV, but when they were like, even when 1-0 up, was you saying to yourself, like, go at them, keep going at them, press them, don't give them a chance,
I'll be honest. I spoke to my dad at half time, and my dad was really worried. I wasn't at half time. He was concerned, like you just said. He felt that we were like easing off too much. I felt that we had control at half time, and I said to him, I said, look, they've not laid a glove on us. I feel we'll be okay, but we disagreed on it, and I'll have to say he was right in the end, because at half time he said to me, "Oh, if we get a second goal, I'll probably relax." And I said, "You probably won't." But he's that kind of fan. He always thinks kind of like the worst, and is always cautious. Where I'm always like, "Now we're in control. We're fine." And I had egg on my face at the end of that game yesterday, because everything that I said to him at half time just didn't happen. I said to him, like we'll come out and we'll up it in the second half. We'll control this game. And we did exactly the opposite. Once we got to 2-0, I thought, a 2-0, I thought we kind of got away with it a little bit. We weren't great before the second goal for 10 minutes, and we scored a bit against the run of play. And I thought, okay, that will settle us down now, and now we'll just ease over the line. And then, honestly, how much we eased off was unbelievable.
Jake, do you think, I mean, this mentality issue with Arsenal, when they feel that they can beat a team or score against a team, they hold the ball for too long, they play about with the ball at the back too much. Is it a mentality issue, or again, it might be arrogance, or could it be nerves? I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know if it's Arteta's, but like we've said before, he just doesn't want to lose possession. He'd rather keep hold of the ball and wait for that chance, rather than try and be a bit risk averse and try and do something. He'd rather keep the ball, but we've seen it so many times this season. So it wasn't a shocking performance in that way, whereby we are just so lackluster, and a team will just all of a sudden get on top for like 10, 15 minutes when we've been completely dominating, and we have been coasting through the game. And then you'll see certain situations where we'll turn it on for 5 minutes, and the passing, the pressing, everything will be up. But it's happened too many times this season where we'll go, okay, yeah, we're 1-0 up, we're comfy, and then we'll let the other team press us. And yesterday's result was just it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. It was embarrassing, and this was coming. I don't know if anyone else saw it, but this was coming. It was coming. I saw it from the Liverpool game to the Forest game to the Man United game. This was coming. Now, we've got to remember that team that we played yesterday really haven't got anything to fight for. They've got absolutely nothing to fight. They're going down. In fact, that is I think they're looking for a new manager or something, or there's going to be a new manager, or there's going to be, they've just signed a player from the first division.
This has to be on Arteta though. This has to be on Arteta.
We'll come on to Arteta in a bit, because I would love to be a fly on the wall in that dressing room at full time. What was said? Did he say? I don't know. One of you tell me. The way I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, did he go in there? Was t-shirt? Was shirts flying? Was boots flying? Was coffees flying? Paper cup top coffees flying? Was people pointing at each other, or were they just sitting there? Or did Arteta say, right, don't want to talk about it because everything's going all up in the air, everyone's mind we'll deal with this tomorrow. What do you reckon, Adam?
From his post-match interview, that's probably the most annoyed I've seen him in an interview for a while. He almost blamed the players, which is unusual for him. He almost said, that wasn't good enough. And normally he is very diplomatic. So I'd imagine he tore a strip off him when he got in there. The one thing I'm surprised about, though, we've always mentioned Arteta's substitutions. There was 3 or 4 players that needed to go off there yesterday. And normally, we've seen it in games where he's reacted. He's made 3 or 4 big changes in one go. And you think, Christ, that's quite reactive. Mm-hmm. And yesterday there was 3 or 4 players that were so far off it,
so far off it,
and that was unusual. I was surprised he didn't make changes quicker and in the kind of different areas. He almost went back to the archetypal, Trossard comes on for Martinelli after 65 minutes, Jesus comes on for Gyökeres after 65, and it was almost like the pre-planned substitutions came back. But there was an option of Norgard coming on. Ben White. There was Timber. There was the worst I've seen Timber for ever actually. And we're big fans of him, but his passing yesterday, my God, I think they gave the ball 10 times.
Absolute Look, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Okay, but I just want to put some questions to anyone who's watching from YouTube or TikTok, or Instagram. Guys, please do us a favor. Please subscribe. Please like. Please follow. Really would appreciate it. If you guys got anything to say, please put in the comments. I want to put some questions to you guys in the comments. What's this Arsenal's worst performance you've seen this season? Number one, at 2-0, did Arsenal feel comfortable or nervous? Are Arsenal mentally weak? That's what I want to put to the panel. Okay, I'm sorry, not to the panel, to everyone in the comments. Please let us know what you think of that. I want to quickly talk about ask you, Jake. Were Arsenal arrogant last night? Were they arrogant? Were they arrogant, or it's more than arrogant? Jake.
It was arrogant in the fact that it could have been put to bed in 30 minutes if we just stepped up a gear and actually wanted it and were intense. And just Timber was absolutely fucked yesterday. I don't know how he's not been taken off. Not even, you could just see it with his obviously Adam mentioned his passing, but it wasn't that. It was just even his defending, and it's just some things were so obvious yesterday. And like Adam said about the substitutions, you know which substitutions are coming on, but similar to Brentford, he should have used his head and brought on Ben White, Mosquera played, Norgard. And it's just his substitutions have annoyed me since day one. Yesterday, yeah, it was arrogant. It was we're going to turn up, we're going to beat these. We don't have to get out of first gear, and then again we get punished.
But why? But players like that, you say. Sorry, go on.
I didn't say anything. Go on.
No, I'm saying you said. We're talking about arrogance. What's going in their heads, Adam? What is going on? I mean, yeah. Me and Jay were saying arrogance, and I believe there was a lot of arrogance in there. As a professional player, knowing that you're going for the title, all right, knowing it's your first time, knowing that this is a period of time that we've dropped points. How do you feel how could you as a professional, knowing that there's another team coming up behind your ass, do a slip up, they're going to catch you? How could you bring arrogance into a game?
It was like we were playing Wigan again on Sunday. No disrespect to Wigan. You know, when we went that, like, you know, we won the Wigan, we beat the Wigan team in the space of 15 minutes. And that's what it felt like last night. Arsenal went, oh, brilliant. We can relax for 60 minutes. We don't have to overexert ourselves before the North London derby. We're 2-0 up against a really crap side here. Don't risk any injuries. They're not good enough to get anywhere near us. We can play it around for 60 minutes in the snow. Don't risk any injuries, and we're that good that who cares? Like, you know, like, do what you want with Wolves. You can come at us and we'll just soak you up. And then, as I said, once they scored, we started going, oh my god, where's that come from? And we couldn't then lift it. And then I said in words there, I said, Wolves fans weren't interested. There was empty seats and they were flat. But the players didn't look interested at first. So, like, to give them that momentum was even more impressive. The fact that, like, you know, you can go to away grounds and be 2-0 up. But, you know, they always say that Anfield, don't get the crowd up for it. Wolves weren't up for it. They didn't really care. And it was like we almost let them back into it without any momentum. It was really weird.
Sorry about that. But Jake, what was one of the biggest frustration thing for you last night? What you were seeing, or what you didn't see?
It's just lack of intensity, just lack of. We just know what we're going to do as Arsenal fans. We know how we're going to play. There's no spark there. We've got 11 great individual players, but there's no link. I just feel like yesterday you could see what's happening from the United result. He keep coming out saying, "Oh yeah, we've got to learn our lesson. We've got to take advantage of."
Agree. Yeah.
And it's just yeah. We've been seeing it, and we probably have been getting away with it for a while. But yeah, yesterday's it's just awful. It's just terrible performance. It's unacceptable. On all
Adam,
levels.
do you think we're taking this league seriously at this stage?
Yeah, I think we're taking it seriously on the whole, but I think there's major question marks about the mentality now. There's major question marks about, are they thinking about it too early? I said recently, City don't start thinking about winning a title till March or April. They just tick along, and I don't think they're going into games. Like, I don't think City will go into the Saturday night game against Newcastle and go, right, this is a must win. Let's all panic about it. I've said it before. The Emirates has felt like it for about 4 weeks. It's felt like every game's a cup final. We're 14 games away from, we're now 12 games away from finishing this league. We shouldn't be this nervous in February. Top class champions don't start thinking about the title till middle of April. That's when you start getting the nervy games. Even 2 years ago, when we just got pipped by City, we were just knocking teams, we were killing teams in February. 6-0 at Sheffield United. The sixes at West Ham. I can't believe how nervous we've got this early when we had a 6/9 point lead at one point. I know they had a game in hand, but it's almost like the Anfield result for City has really kind of worried us. I think after the Sunderland game, it felt like we won it, and then City won at Anfield. It was all like, they're still in it, and we've just not looked the same since.
Yeah, but Jake, do you not feel that what Adam just said? It's because fans feel, look, we've been here before, and this is what's happened.
I don't know why this season felt different, and the way we're speaking is like we're 8 points behind. You know what I mean? But that result yesterday, it's just. I thought we got past this sort of result. Do you know what I mean? Especially from the last couple of years where your Villas and stuff like that they really took the wind out of you. But yesterday was just like, do you really want it, boys? Do you really want it that bad? And part of it's on Arteta, but then again, it's on the players. It's on the players to kill the game. If you're that good, we have total level above Wolves, all over the pitch, on paper. And
I was just about to say, on paper.
But then, would you guys been mad yesterday if he dropped? Not that Rice particularly played badly or anything like that, but if he put Norgard in for Rice, if he put Mosquera in for Saliba. I know he did that.
What? Sorry, what was the question?
Would you have been upset if he made some changes to that team yesterday? White in for Timber?
Absolutely not. Listen, that is why you got a squad, and this is where I believe Arteta's going wrong, because he's not utilising that squad. Arteta is basically sticking to what he knows, what he believes that's going to work. Now we saw. Adam talked about Timber. Timber looked legless. He looked like his legs were gone. His passing was terrible. His tackling or his fight, it wasn't there. It wasn't there.
Why does he keep taking Madueke off?
Okay, you talk. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, we can go through the whole park, and I'm talking the only two people I would say in that team was literally fighting, and that's Gabriel and Nketiah. Now, Nketiah,
I'd say Saliba played well.
Saliba, no, he didn't. No, I don't think he did.
He was fighting.
Saliba, if you watch the game, all right, he looked what's the word? It was like he was too tight to his on his marking. He was giving fouls away. It looks like, again, he was tired. He didn't want to give space to that player. He was holding shirt, losing balls, losing tackles. He wasn't that great. He wasn't. And I'm talking from Timber, Saliba. Okay, and then I'm going to go to Declan Rice. Wasn't really great. He wasn't playing. He wasn't playing his game. Nor was Martin Zubimendi. Sorry, I would have taken him off. I have no understanding why Christian Norgard is on that bench. That guy's a good player. He was a captain for a Premier League team. He's not a crap player. Give the guy a chance. Now, if I was Christian Norgard, and look what's happened to him now, he's now even dropped further down the pecking order because of Saka is now playing in the 10. What does he have to do? He played absolutely amazing the other day. Now, if you're gonna The problem is, all right, and I think I'm jumping the gun here. The problem is, you can see it. The majority of the players are tired. Okay? The majority of players are on that bench thinking, when am I going to get a game? I can't get a routine into the game. When I do come on, the routine's not there. The problem is, we are fighting on all four fronts. Let's not hide it. Mikel Arteta wants to win all four trophies. If you're going to do that, you have to use your bench. Or you're going to have to start prioritizing which competition you want the most. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna burn out your players. If you keep using the same players for the FA Cup,
for the cups, Pat, he has changed it for the cups.
Come on, man. Yeah, but look
I
what
know the latter stages.
he still brings them on. He still brings on the players. He still brings on players that he doesn't. When we're 4-0 up, he still brings them on.
I agree with that, Pat. I agree with. I think there's a point. I think I don't buy the tiredness argument yesterday, because there was players that were crap yesterday that didn't really see any football on Sunday. But I agree with you. I said this on Sunday. Who came on with 15 minutes to go, and I turned to Bob and I said, like, why on earth? Was it Zubimendi? I said, why on earth are we risking him at 4-0 up against Wigan? I like you said, I didn't understand. I don't think it's a fatigue thing. I'm thinking, why are we risking an injury here with 15 minutes to go against Wigan in the FA Cup? I just don't understand that.
You said earlier, Adam, that Timber looked like he was tired.
I think that was Jake that said tired. I just thought you looked crap. I don't think it was tired.
I said he looked fucked. As in, tired. Yeah, I said that.
Guys, he does. They look tired. They look, well, that's my opinion anyway. But
there was no reason for Timber to be tired. He hadn't played for a week.
Well, well, then what is it then? Timber's
he did take a knock early on.
I've not seen Timber played like that.
No.
Since he's been at the Arsenal, I've not seen Timber play like that at all. The end of the day, Martin Zubimendi went missing. Declan Rice went missing. All right. I mean, when our substitutes come on, when he bring on us, what did the subs do when they came on?
Trossard was dreadful yesterday. They're one of the worst I've seen Trossard.
Dreadful.
He looked like he was concussed 20 minutes before he actually got concussed. Like, it was honestly, the way he played, I've never seen him give the ball away so much. I actually think, again, last night, I said it a few weeks ago, I don't know if it was on here. I said, where I think we miss Mourinho and Havertz is that kind of calmness, like get the ball, keep the ball, take the sting out of the game. And when both of them out, like, there was just, no one could put their foot on it yesterday. It was like a hot potato. Like, it was, honestly, and that's where Havertz and Mourinho, I feel like Mourinho, they're just like, they kind of purr around the pitch and they just take the sting out of games at times. And I think that's where we missed both of them last night, where it was just like it was almost like no one would wanted to actually kind of like calm it down.
They're the league players.
Yeah, they are, and it's weird because I'm thinking about it now. Obviously, Marino's won the Euros with Spain, and obviously Kai's won the Champions League with Chelsea, and it's almost like that big game management. It was almost like there was a lot of players yesterday there, and Zubimendi should be the one that knows how to do this. He's done it with Spain, but there was no one really went, okay, look, this is a massive game, we're 2-0 up, and manage it out. And that's my worry going into the latter part of the season, is that we are managing games very well at the moment. We're not chasing games. We're leading in most of the games we play in at some point or another. Even United, we got level. But we are conceding stupid goals when we should be managing the game better. Okay, well, Jake, is this a leadership problem, mate, or a pitch problem?
Pitch problem?
Yeah, is it a leadership problem? Is there? Leadership meaning the way the players played last night. Was that
I think
a leadership problem, or was that a pitch problem where the players are
no bollocks?
What?
I think it's just a set of no bollocks, to be honest. I think we've seen performances, and they've proved in certain performances, i.e. Man City home, Liverpool home, Brentford played very well, so I won't include that one. Wolves. Where else have we turned up and stunk out the place?
Liverpool home and away, probably, but yeah.
Oh yeah, Liverpool, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but it's just, it's the game management, it's the mentality, it's the pressure. Let's be honest, it looks like the players are feeling the pressure. And
Then
yeah,
I'm
You know
gonna
what?
ask- well,
Going
then-
back to what I said, Pat, when I was talking about this mentality thing, City went 4 games without winning in the league in January, and you saw no panic from them. Like we should have finished them off at that point. They drew 3 games and they lost 2-0, didn't they? At United, and you thought, right, they are done. Like they just they just couldn't buy a win for 4 weeks, and it was like we edged ahead. We got 2 points, 4 points, 6, 7. Then we were edging away. We didn't really finish them off. We were kind of winning games and drawing games, but City didn't panic at that point. And I've seen us in these 2 games. There's a panic. Even the way we reacted after the game yesterday, it was like Jesus was kicking on. Jesus did more after the game than he did during the game. And it was almost like, oh God, it had kind of, it reminded me of 2008, when Gallas had the kind of the hissy fit on the pitch. Birmingham.
Oh.
And it was that last night when it was like we've like, let's show more fight after the final whistle than we did during the game. And it's like, you don't see City doing that, do you? Like, you see you lose a game and it's like, okay, on to the next one and we'll come back.
Adam, so in that season, that was obviously with Eduardo's injury as well, that's the day we lost the title. And that's the same exact feeling. Same exact feeling I had.
Then,
and then we drew 0-0. I think we drew 0-0 at Middlesbrough the week after or something stupid like that.
Okay, well,
and that's what made me. That was last night's
who's
feeling.
responsible for it then? Players or Arteta?
I think it's gonna be shared blame last night. I think the players need to have a long, hard look at themselves because Arteta put out a side that was more than capable of winning that game. And a manager has a big say, but equally, as 11 individuals against Wolves, if you're not playing well, then someone has to drag you forward and go. Like Roy Keane wouldn't have let that happen. Patrick Vieira wouldn't have let that happen last night. Someone has to go out there and go, look, we are not playing well, but we get over the line. Doesn't matter how we do it, boys. We get over the line tonight, and that's not on your manager when you've got 11 players out there. Now Arteta could have changed the game with substitutions, but the mentality of the players wasn't good enough last night. And I'm hoping, I'm not certain it will happen. I'm hoping it will be a major wake up call. And now we've got an acid test on Sunday where we see how up for it they are. We see what their mentality is, because there's no bigger game from a mentality point of view we have any season than Spurs away, and this is Spurs away with extra pressure on now. So let's see what they can do, because they've got a lot of answers, a lot of questions to answer on Sunday, and this now becomes a real mentality test as well as a North London derby.
Yeah. Got everyone in the chat. I want to ask you this: Did Arsenal disrespect Wolves? What do you think on that? Name me one player that let you down last night. What you felt that let us down last night, or is Arteta or the players to blame? Someone's got to take a thing. I mean, the reason why I'm saying that because because I've heard this before as well. Is the manager micromanaging the players? Because I'm hearing about Arteta. Arteta he's meticulous at details of what players do, where they are, every little form. Is he over micromanaging the players, or is it just the players are not following his direction? Because it makes no sense to me. Because when you watch that game yesterday, and the amount of time they were just having possession of the ball at the back, no pressure. Even before we scored a goal, we wasn't pressuring any players. We wasn't closing them down. We wasn't winning any second balls. Even though Wolves weren't really doing anything in first half. In fact, Wolves done little first half. So what do you reckon, Jake? Is it? Am I saying too much?
I don't know if we're just arrogant in our defending as well, where we were just like, yeah, let people attack us because we've got
come and break us down if you can.
Yeah, exactly. And rather than just go in and attacking and killing games off, and that's got to be on Arteta as far as the way he sets them up. And don't get me wrong, we're very, very, very hard to beat. As we said for weeks and weeks, we never go into a game thinking we're going to lose a game. Last night was a given, like 5-0, 4-0. But yeah, it just shows it is frustrating seeing as we defend like 2 banks of 4. And to be fair, we are very hard to beat and break down. So we can't, and we're top of the league, and we're in a very good position everywhere else.
Yeah.
But it just felt, the way Adam said about Birmingham is just bang on with me.
Yeah, I want to talk a bit about the fixture and the squad issue. Are the players, honestly, because like I said, they look tired. The way some of them were playing, they did look tired. Are the players tired, Adam, or is this just an excuse that I'm making?
They're not tired. Yeah, these are elite athletes.
Tired in the title race. If you want the title so badly, you will turn up on a Saturday and a Wednesday, and you will give it your fucking all. And it just felt like, yes, sorry, Adam, I just completely cut you off.
No, mate, no, you're right.
Mate, go on.
No, look, you're absolutely spot on. I mean, look, we played Kairat as our last Champions League game. We rotated for that. We've had Portsmouth and Wigan in the FA Cup. We've not had a big FA Cup tie yet. We've had, don't get me wrong, we had the semi-finals against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. But even then, it was like 3 weeks between the games. And no, I don't believe they're tired. I really don't. And you only got to look at it. 2 weeks ago, it was 3-0 against Sunderland, against 4-0 against Leeds. We've not played loads of games since then. And as I said, Wigan, we rotated heavily. I genuinely think there's a nervousness about this. I think they've got in their own head.
What's the nervousness about, Adam? What is it? You say that there's a nervous. Adam, you've got to learn from last season. You've got to learn from the season after that.
I'm not saying you don't. What I'm saying is, I think
4 weeks ago you said the title's in the bag.
Anyway, well, yeah, I did, but I never knew. That's
part of it. That's part of it. That's what
I never knew we was going to capitulate, mate. The end of the day, you say that, but we've got a squad, and I'm like I said, Adam just said, all right, he doesn't think that the players are overplayed. Okay, you're saying that, but we've been playing most games now every 3 days. All right, most of our games are played every 3 games. You don't have time to be on the pitch to basically work out tactics. You just don't. I mean, if you're playing on all fronts, you're playing in all 4 major competitions, you're not going to have time a lot to be on that pitch to talk about opposition or talk about certain things. There are going to be times that you're going to be.
He's been there over 6 years.
Oh yeah, come on, mate. But we know that it's been over 6 years. But that's what I'm saying. Do you learn? Have you learnt? You've got.
I would take that argument. If we were the only team doing it. But Newcastle went out to Azerbaijan last night. Played. They're pretty much their 4-11. City have played a 2-legger against Newcastle. Everyone's been. All the big teams have been in the Champions League, bar United. The Palace, Forest, and all that playing in Europe. Villa playing. There's like 9 teams in the European football playing every 3 days. It's not just us. Okay. So that just won't wash for me. Like it's tiredness.
Okay, well, I mean, when you looked at I don't know, again, when I looked at Rice's face yesterday, he looked absolute drained. When I look at Zubamendi, he looked absolute drained.
I think
that's my opinion.
I think it's based on the results.
Well, of course, but at the same time, the reason why you go out and spend over nearly 400 million is to bring in a squad, to have 2 squads, so you can rotate. If you're going to rotate, if you're going for 4 fronts, you can't. This is just my opinion. Again, I might be wrong. Everyone in the chat please let me know if I'm right or wrong, or I'm talking shit. But at the end of the day, if you're going on all fronts, okay, 4 fronts, okay, you've got to have a squad. The last season, Arteta turned around and said Arsenal has got the smallest squad in the Premier League. We've now went out and rectified what we've done. Now, the end of the day, you've got Bukayo Saka, who's played most games. I know he's been out injured, but now they're putting him in. Now they're putting him in a 10 role, and where you've got two other players that can play in a 10 role. Okay, that's overplaying. You've got Rice, who's played the majority of games. Okay, the majority of games, and I'm talking Champions League. I'm talking about FA Cup, and I'm talking about whatever league. League Cup. That's overplaying. You can't say one thing last year and learn from it.
John Terry was
I don't give a
34 and he
fuck
played
about
every
John
minute
Terry,
of
mate.
Chelsea's winning
To
season.
be honest with you.
But what? Yeah, but you can't blame tiredness.
There was 8 changes for Wigan on Sunday, then another 8 last night. That is rotation. Like,
Yeah,
we made 8 changes for Wigan.
when you
Rice
talk
didn't play. Rice didn't play on Sunday.
But when you're talking about rotation, just because you take a player out for one game, all right, that's not giving that player a little bit of a rest. It's either you believe Norgard is good enough, and I 100% think is good enough to take anyone's position in that middle.
No, but he knows he's not. He knows he knows why he was brought in.
Why was he brought in?
Jorginho wasn't starting every game for us, was he?
Hot player, yeah.
Well, okay, fine. Right. So what we're saying is that we can carry on trying to go on all 4 fronts.
No, what I'm saying is we can't keep making excuses now. There's no excuse.
I'm not making it. It's not about making excuses. What you see. You tell me the reason then. All right, you tell me the reason why Rice looked absolute shattered after that game. When you saw him, you look at his face. He was
dejected.
What was it?
It's not just dejected.
What did he do the other day? What did he do the other day when he come off against, what was that game we drew? And he come off and he went every fucking time.
Yeah, okay.
That was Forest, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine. I get that.
Yeah.
But the point.
So that's he's not shattered. He's fucking pissed off because he's doing everything he can.
If you look at the ground he covers, he covers so
out.
much ground. Yeah, like
he does, and that's the point. There you go. He covers so much ground.
If you're not, if you're not tired,
that's his forte.
Well,
when he played every single minute for West Ham when they won the Conference League, every game.
But they weren't. But he wasn't playing in all 4 fronts, was he? At West Ham, was he?
He played Conference League. They played more games than Champions League because they had more.
Was he playing? No, I don't think he played in all 4 fronts. I don't think he played in a Champions League, FA Cup.
We're only halfway through the season.
I don't think he did that.
When we went unbeaten in 2004.
Right.
That 11 played pretty much every week. I could name you the 11 that played every week. The only rotation that ever really happened was Edu for Gilberto, and occasionally, like one of the fullbacks would change. But like Patrick Vieira played every single minute, Gilberto played every minute, Thierry Henry played every minute, Robert Pires played every minute. It's if you've got them, and they were fighting on all 4 fronts at times, and it's a mentality thing. It was for me. It's not tiredness in February. We got 12 games left. If they're knackered now, they need to get.
I agree with that one. What you just said about Patrick Vieira and Robert Pires and everything, because you got to remember as well, Alex Ferguson and Wenger never really cared about the FA Cup or the League Cup.
Wenger's won the FA Cup more than anyone.
Yeah, but hang on a minute. But they normally play squad players, okay, young players. That's what they did. Yes, they did.
Not in the FA Cup.
Only in the League Cup.
Especially Wenger.
League Cup, but not the FA Cup.
Wenger used to play a lot of the youngsters
in the League Cup, not the FA Cup.
In the League Cup. That's when you see Justin Hoyt and players like that.
But FA Cup we played the best team. That's why we won it so much.
So all right, so I don't know. So you don't. But all right. So you don't think it's over. You don't think it's over. Overplaying players.
If you've got a week off and you're not tired.
Do you think he's overcoaching then?
I think there's an element of that. I don't think he's alone. I think it's an Arteta problem. I think it's a Premier League problem. I don't think the spectacle of them. I said it a few weeks ago. I know both you said any means necessary, and I agreed with you. But I think I said on here, if we don't win the league playing this football, major questions will be asked. If you get over the line, then any means necessary is fine. But how many games do you actually really enjoy in the Prem at the moment? Like, there's a lot of tactical battles now. A lot of teams overpass it, like they play out from the back. And I think every team's gone into this kind of pep mode of retaining possession, and that's why you don't see many teams get spanked these days. Like even Wolves, they've lost a couple of games fairly heavily, but they've lost a lot of games 1-2-0 because everyone's playing the same way. But 3 or 4 years ago, you'd see 7-0s, like big teams against the lower teams, 7-0, 6-0, even 2 years ago. It doesn't really happen now because of that. I think everyone's playing the same way, and it's all like a chess game now. And I think everyone's being how many creative players can you think of in the Premier League at the moment that kind of where the shackles come off? Back in the day, you'd have all these tricky wingers. That's why Doku was getting so much praise. Doku scored 1 goal in about 25 games, and everyone's going on he's a world beater because he's a bit different. Is he trying to control
every single detail, or should he just let the players play?
Yeah, I agree. Though. Yeah, it's a bit of both. I'll let Jake answer that. But...
Go on, answer that, Jake.
I think Arteta though is Mr. Detail, so I think you can't. He's always going to be like that. But the players should have it in themselves if the game's not going right to take it by the scruff of the neck and do something about it. And I feel like we're just stuck in a system that we can't sort of get out of because it's like a trusted system, which has got us far. But we need to mix it up to get over the line. You know what I mean?
So Adam, has he learned from last season's collapse?
I don't think it was a collapse last season. I think we had a lot of injuries last year. I don't think we were anywhere near it last year. I don't think I've never really bought into this bottle job thing the last 3 years. I think there was caveats to all 3 years, but this year it is starting to look. It's the first time I've been struggling to argue the case about the bottling thing, because there's been games recently we have bottled like that. There's no other way. Like we just said, miles better than Forest, miles better than Wolves. If you're not beating those teams away, then that is only a bottle job, especially when you're 2-0 goals up. I've never believed it. 3 years ago, I felt that we weren't quite ready for the title, and we lost Saliba and we just missed out. The year after, we won 15 of the last 17 games, and last year we were nowhere near it, like from an injury point of view. So I never really bought into this bottle job thing, but I'm really struggling to argue the case this year that we're not bottling it. So I think to say he's learned from it, I think, I think the Champions League, I've enjoyed the Champions League games a lot more than the Premier League games this year. I've enjoyed the position we've been in the Premier League, but the games I've really enjoyed this year, Inter Milan away, Bayern Munich at home, Atletico at home, are the games where where the shackles have come off, and it's been a bit more like kind of basketball. And I've loved those games, but the Premier League games there's not been great many Premier League games. Maybe Villa, Spurs, that I've thought, oh, that was a really good game we just watched Arsenal play in.
So all right. So that leads me to: does he now need to focus on one competition?
No.
You
asked me this the other week.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you again. No. Does he need to concentrate on one competition?
No.
Because let's put it this way, all right, for scenario, guys, let's be honest. All right. And let's just say we don't go for all 4. What's your priority? What should be a priority? Just one quick question, Adam. Which one? Which one should he prioritize on?
I don't think he should prioritize one, but if I had to pick one to win, it'd be the league.
If you had to pick one, it's the league.
I'd pick the league, yeah.
What are you taking, Jake? If you had to pick one.
Prem.
The Prem. Okay.
But I think we've got more chance of winning the Champions League.
Mine, honestly, it will be the Champions League, because I've already seen us won the Prem. I've never seen us won the Champions League, so I would love to see that in my lifetime. I really would. I've seen us do the Premier League a few times, and not seen us do the Champions League. That's mine. Everyone else in the chat, please let us know what's yours. What if Arsenal had to concentrate on one competition? I know we want to go for the quadruple, but let's just forget that quadruple for now, for a sec. Let's just put our realist cap on. If we have to go for one, let me know which one it would be. Should Arsenal?
I think if we lose in the Carabao Cup, the wheels could well and truly fall off.
Say again?
I think if we lose to Man City in the Carabao Cup, I think the wheels could well and truly fall off, and we could have a week like we did. I think it was Invincible season where we lost to Chelsea in the Champions League, and I think we went out another cup in that week, and then we beat Liverpool.
It's talk. Come on, guys. It's talk of a quadruple. Is it realistic? Let's just be honest. Come on. Let's be honest now.
No, it's never been realistic, but it was just nice to be in the conversation. Now, when your favourites or joint
why is everyone talking about? Yeah, sorry, why is everyone just talking about Arsenal winning the quadruple? Why ain't no one talking about City winning the quadruple?
I think because at the time we were 6 points clear. We'd topped the Champions League group. City are obviously in that mix, but I think City at that point hadn't shown the consistency we had. They had, they had dropped points in the Champions League where we had, and they were behind us in the league. Now, look, if City do beat us in the Carabao Cup final, they overtake us in the league, and they get a nice draw in the Champions League, they will start talking about the quadruple for City. That's inevitable because they're rolling along nicely in all the competitions.
Yeah.
It probably will become.
Yeah, imagine.
Say that again?
I said, sorry to interrupt, Alan, but I said that would be Pep's sign off. That would be him walking into the sunset, I think, if he did that.
Question to everyone else down there in the chat. Is Arteta overthinking the games? Or should Arsenal prioritise the Premier League or the Champions League, or just go for the bloody lot? Or are we expecting too much from Arteta? Are we expecting too much from Arteta, guys?
Depends what you're expecting. I think it depends what your expectations are. I mean, I think every fan's expectations are different. I saw something today. They were saying, you know, would you, if it was off to you now, would you take the cup doubles in the Carabao and the FA Cup? Would that be enough? Now, a lot of fans would look at us and go, Jesus, you're arrogant if you say no to that. You haven't won a trophy for 6 years, and then you're going to turn down a cup double. Like, but it did split the fans. It was very much like, no, I only want the league.
I will say no to that.
Say again?
I will say no to that.
That's what I mean, and that's what I'm saying. It does split the fan base because because we've been so keen to win a league or a Champions League, the cups almost do become secondary. But there was a time when you're biting your hand off for any one trophy, and that's where, going back to your question, Pat, about what do we expect from Arteta, I think there is a pressure because I think there's a lot of noise about we have to win one of the big two this year, and it's getting to the club at the moment. It shouldn't be. We should be big enough and strong enough to go. You know, we're a big enough club to go and take on a challenge like that. But at the moment, we are failing to live up to the pressure and the hype.
I mean, you talk about pressure. Look, we listen. We've number one, we've opened the doors wide open. We've basically wide open the doors for Manchester City. Would you agree, Jake?
100%. It's theirs to lose now.
What? It's not ours to lose now.
No, it's theirs to lose. Trust me.
So what about us?
What about us?
So it's not.
honestly, that you know when you can just see something happening. I've had an epiphany, and I'm
surprised we're favourites. I agree with that. I'm surprised the bookies. I was talking about this earlier. We are slight favourites, and I said by the end of the week, I don't think we will be, because the money that are coming for City is going to be huge. I think people are going to lump on City from here.
Yeah. Wow. So is this the moment then? I'm looking at you two. Is this the moment that the title slipped from Arsenal?
I really hope not, but I think if we do lose it, we'll look back on last night as the pivotal moment. Like we said about Birmingham in 2008, there's always a moment where it shifts. Bolton 2003, I remember we were 2-0 up there and we drew 2-2. We were cruising to that title. We drew 2-2 at Bolton that year. You know, there's been other games. 2014 when we lost 5-1 at Liverpool. You know, we were top of the league and everyone was going, we're going to win it. And we got absolutely walloped at Anfield. And there's always a game when you don't win the league where you go, Jesus, that's where it turned. And I think if we don't win it, we'll look back on Wolves and go, that's where it was lost. Even if it's lost 3 games at the end of the season.
I want to ask you, Jake, and this is for you. Are Arsenal good enough? Are the players good enough to win the league?
Everyone at that football club is good enough to win the league. It is a mentality issue of how bad do you want it. And there's been times where either it's Arteta feeding it to the players, or it's the players. I don't know. I don't know. We just need to. Yeah, we'll get onto Tottenham, I'm sure, but I just feel like we'll beat Tottenham.
We'll get onto them in a minute. So are you saying yes or no?
What was the question?
Are we good enough to win the league?
Are the players?
Yeah, of course we are. This is why it's so painful. Yeah, of course we are.
Okay,
I'm going
to ask.
We've got the squad for it. We must talk about Gyökeres as well.
Yeah, we will. Listen. Just stay with me. Don't jump the gun. I know you love doing that. All right, stay with me on this. All right, Adam.
Are we still?
Adam, are Arsenal good enough to win the Champions League?
Champions League, yes. Yeah.
We're better in that competition.
Yeah, we are.
Do they have the mentality of becoming champions?
Yeah, look, we've ripped this team to shreds for 55 minutes. Once the dust settles, we have to come back together. I'm gonna be the positive fan I normally am now. We have to, like, if we give up now, then the players give up, and the dust settles and we have to go again. We have to go into Spurs on Sunday believing, and we have to go into the Carabao Cup final believing, because if we don't, what's the point? This is why we tune in every week. This is why we go to the games. We have to get behind this team now, because we need to drag them up, because that if they're as dejected as I am, I hope they are. Firstly, I hope they feel like I do today. Then they will demand a reaction. Arteta will demand a reaction, and we have to react. And until this title's done, or until we lose any of these finals, then I'll be with the team. And I think we have to believe in them.
Listen, I mean, I get that that noble positivity and gesture, but it's all well and good enough the fans doing that, but the players have got to do that themselves.
I agree.
Fans,
I don't disagree, but I think we're still in a position
to do that, Adam. Do you understand?
Don't get me wrong. If Arteta wins it from here, I will be very, very, very impressed.
Well, I mean, I understand, but like I said, this was coming, guys. It was coming. You saw it at the Liverpool game. Arsenal should have beaten Liverpool, but we didn't.
You can't tell me it was coming. You can't tell me it was coming, Pat, because you were on the tour bus.
What?
You already booked the trophy parade.
From the Liverpool game, you can see it coming. The way Arsenal played, the way Arsenal sat back, the way Arsenal didn't press. You can see that. You can see it when Arsenal played Forest. The exact same thing. Again, we should have beaten Forest. We should have beaten Forest. When we went 1-0 up against Manchester United, we should have done the same thing. We should have killed them off, but we didn't. We sat back. We let them come at us. Okay? Now, Wolves, you can see it. You can see it with Wolves. Wolves, we should have learned from when we played Wolves and we beat them 2-1, all right, and we scored an own goal. Now, the end of the day, all right, Arsenal should see this coming. Now, I don't know what Mikel Arteta says to these players in that dressing room. Oh, do we really want this? Do you really believe that you can be champions? Do you really believe that you can pick up that whatever trophy out there? I don't know. But the way the players have been playing from that last game, from Liverpool's game till now, they ain't showed that, pal. They have not been showing that. And I'm sorry, your arrogance is overwhelming me. We will talk about Gyökeres. We really would. But again, I just want, I don't know. All right, for crying out loud. Give me a little bit about Gyökeres. Who wants to talk about Gyökeres? Go ahead.
I don't want to bash him or anything like that, but it's just it's getting quite apparent that it's just the inconsistency in the performances that he gives us. You think yesterday would be a perfect place for him to get some goals, but he just couldn't seem to get in the game at all yesterday.
Yeah,
and it's either that or he's running around like a Jack Russell and he's actually trying to get involved and start linking play. And obviously he's just come off the back of a good goal scoring run, so can't slate him too much. But it's either all or nothing with him, and nothing in between. Which is we need more than that, especially in these tighter games where he was brought here to do. So I think we're missing Havertz massively already, even though he only made a quick cameo couple of appearances for us. But like Havertz, who can link play and be composed in these tight situations, and and put
do you
the
know
ball
something? I mean, there's no point. There is no point. Look, you know me about with Gyökeres, and I've been fighting you two on all fronts with it. But I've got to say now, I apologize.
Look, we all want the same thing. We all want the same thing, but
we do, mate. And I've got to say, I apologize, because I've seen Gyökeres fall on that floor too many times. I've seen his first touch where there is no first touch. I've not seen him literally taking shots at goal and I know he hit the post the other day, but
that is another thing with Arsenal is no shots from outside the box, which is killing me.
Yeah, it's disgraceful. It's disgraceful, and I blame Arteta for that because that's his tactics. He's not a person.
Rice, Zubimendi, and Saka can all hit a ball from outside the box.
They can all hit a ball, but they're not doing it. They're not hitting a ball, and I do blame that on man management. That's how he's telling his team to play. Look, let's just quickly because I want to wrap it up very quickly soon. Everyone else in the chat, please let us know. Do you think Gyökeres is do we just give him a bye this season and see how he does for the next season, or
still top scorer online?
or does he need to be dropped? Look, I want to jump quickly into for Sunday's game, the North London derby. Adam, is this now a must-win game?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a must-win game from an emotional point of view any season, but no, it's a momentum shifter. You can't go 3 games without a win in the Premier League and expect to win it. I'm not going to try and stick the knife in the Spurs here, but I am actually, but because they're crap. They're not a good side. They're not much better than some of the teams that we've been dropping points against. Their home record's as bad as Wolves is. They're dreadful at home. And look, they'll be up for it. They've got a new manager. Everyone's going to say this new manager bounce. He's never managed in the Prem. He's had a week to work with his team. If we go there and drop points, we're a lot better than them. We're a lot better side. So yeah, it's a must-win game because the people will say form goes out the window. It doesn't. That's a myth. Generally the team that's the better side in the league wins these games, and we always win at the Emirates generally. So yeah, we have to win it. And I think if we don't win it, it's a real. I think it will show that the players have lost kind of hope or lost the momentum because, say, we are a better side than them. I wasn't worried about this game 4 weeks ago. I'll be honest. I was looking at it thinking, "Oh, great time to play Spurs." They're all over the place. They've got injuries galore as well. This isn't a Spurs at full strength by any means. They've got a lot of injuries in that side.
No, but that's the thing about it. What's giving them the boost because they've got a new manager now.
Yeah, but as I say,
Romero.
So again, sorry.
Is Romero playing or is he suspended?
Suspended, isn't he? I think, yeah. I think it's going to be Dragusin and Van de Ven. I think they've got something like 8 injuries, and I don't know. I look at it and go, if we can't beat them playing like this with that home record, I'd be more worried if it was like an ex-player that come in. He went the way that Carrick had, if it was like a Tim Sherwood was back there and just galvanised the team. This guy has struggled in Italy and he's struggled in Croatia. This is not for me. This is not an unbelievable magician of appointment. We should not be worried about the new manager bounce. We're a better side than them, and we need to remember that going into Sunday.
Is this the biggest pressure for Arsenal, Adam? Jake?
Every game is, but
yeah, but this is a derby. Okay, we need the 3 points. This is not every game is but this is more special now because one, it's a derby. It's the most hated team we're playing. That's a pressure. That's what I'm asking. All right, we need 3 points. We need
Of course, I think we'll beat them, and then that's what makes the Wolves result so fucking annoying because this is what we do. We'll have a couple of results like this, and then we'll go and beat a team convincingly. And it's like, well, fucking hell, if you played like that the last 2 games, we'd be in a lot better position. So I can see it happening. I think we will beat them.
I think it helps us a little bit. Sorry, Jake. I think it helps us a little bit that they're under pressure as well because West Ham play on Saturday, don't they? I think if West Ham beat Bournemouth at home, they're right in it for a relegation point of view. I laugh
who's at home?
That's to cheer me up a little bit, but
who's at home?
Say again, sorry.
Who's at home?
West Ham West Ham are at home to Bournemouth, and there's not other, West Ham are playing pretty well. And if they do win that and bring Spurs right into the mix it's not only a North London derby for them. You know, last year when they played the North London derby against us, like in the league, it was almost like a free hit for them because they weren't really doing anything in the league. They weren't going to go down. They were all about the Europa League. This year they need points. They need them quickly. Like if we go there and turn them over, like suddenly they're going to be probably within 3 or 4 points of the relegation zone, and it's a big game for them. And I think that will help us a little bit. That it's not just us that's feeling major pressure going into this Sunday. It could be a really scrappy affair on Sunday because I think there's going to be a lot of nerves around this game.
If look, I don't like saying it, but I've got to be honest with you. What I saw from, and I know I keep talking about it. I love my team. I want my team to win. I've always been saying, yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But I'm now coming to the point where I'm thinking these last 3-4 games, how many points we've got out of them, how many points we've dropped. This is a massive game. If there's pressure, if we had pressure from then, this is a huge pressure now on Sunday. No ifs, no buts. That is a massive pressure. Our biggest rivals. We've dropped points. We need these 3 points. We've opened the door for City. Guys, I'm telling you now, this is the biggest. I think I would say right now, this is one of the biggest derbies between Arsenal and the Scums for years. For years. And I know we've had the upper hand, but I'm telling you now, we lose this, and this is my opinion, we have lost the title. And that's a fact. We need to understand that. All right? We need to understand that because the reason why I'm saying that, City are now on a run. City are now Arsenal has opened the door hugely, widely for them. So this is a must win. If there is no if, no buts. I know we always talked about every game's a final. This is a World Cup final. And that's a fact. That is an absolute fact. With Arsenal have put themselves in this mess. We should have been 9 points clear. We should have been.
How many games we played?
Sorry, we played 4. What? How many games we played? What,
in the league,
for now,
how many games we played?
There's 14 games left.
12 left.
Sorry, excuse me, 12 left. Okay.
We've got 12 cup finals. Simple as
right.
that.
So there we go. Now, all I'm basically saying, look, I want my team to win.
We've got 11 left. City got 12. Sorry.
Say that again.
We've got 11 left. City got 12. Sorry. We've got 11 games left.
How does Arsenal seriously mentally recover over from Fulham?
This is the perfect game for it.
From Wolves.
This is the perfect game because if you're going to show mentality and you're going to show that you're serious about winning a title, then in some ways I like the fact it's Spurs because I say like this will tell me everything I want to know about this squad. Sorry, say again, sorry, mate.
I'm sorry, I was just saying no one can hide.
No, exactly. Like if this was, we got Brighton away, haven't we, in a couple of weeks' time? If it was just Brighton away on Sunday, I'd be going. If we won that game, you can almost get through that game. If you to win a derby, you have to go and stand up at the best of times, and that's if you're both in 10th and 11th and not playing for anything. It's still a big game. When you're going for a title and your local rivals want to stop you winning the title, they want to get out of the relegation zone, and you're on the back of two badly dropped points, and you've got a mentality. Everyone's questioning mentality. Everyone's calling you a bottle job, and everyone's saying that the title's gone. Go and prove it. Go and show what you're made of. If you go there, if you go to Spurs on Sunday, rock up there and win 2 or 3-0, you shut everyone up.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how big it is.
So do we go aggressive or do we go there control?
We have to go there and take the game to them. They're going to be nervous. They're going to be nervous as well. So we have to go there and go and win the game and win it well.
What do you reckon, Jake?
Yeah,
controlled or aggressive?
We used to blitz teams in the first 20 minutes over the last couple of years, and this year hasn't been that sort of similar. But first 20 minutes we've got to be on them and trying to find a goal straight away because that will just quieten the crowd down straight away. So yeah, we have to be aggressive. We have to, not in the challenges and stuff like that. But yeah, we have to be aggressive in the way we press and attack and We have to dominate that game.
Yeah, guys, everyone
We
in
need a
the
performance.
sorry, mate. Everyone in the chat, please do us a favor. Please subscribe. Please like. Please share. What I want to ask everyone in the chat is this: your score predictions for Sunday. What's the score going to be? And what I would like to know: who would you like to start? Who do you want to see start? And is this season defining this game? Let me know what you think in the chat. Adam, what do you think the score prediction, mate?
I'm going to go for a nervy 2-1 win. I wouldn't surprise if it was a late winner as well.
Jake?
2-0 Arsenal.
Adam, who do you want to see start?
I actually think a lot of the team that played last night need to redeem themselves. I would probably bring Trossard in for Martinelli. I think he's a big game player in these tight games. I'm not against seeing Saka. I think I'm not against seeing Saka playing the number 10 position again. I thought he actually did quite well.
Adam, start from the goalkeeper, mate.
Oh, look, the back four, the only question mark, I think Nkapie keeps his place, Gabriel Saliba keep their place, and Raya. I think the only question mark is, do you bring in White for Timber? White hasn't played that much football. It's a big game to come into. I don't actually mind if it's Timber or White. Like, I would have no problem with that. For me, Rice and Zubimendi have to play this game. I know we talk about Norgard, but this is not the time to experiment with Norgard in the Premier League game.
And you're keeping Saka in as 10?
I would do. Because I think Madueke... Spurs have got a lot of injuries at the back, and I think Madueke's direct running will cause them issues.
He's been awful.
I don't think he has been. I think last night he was, but I think he's actually been one of our better players the last few games. I think he's upped it. I think Leeds.
He's something different. That's why I get frustrated.
Yeah, sorry.
I get frustrated when Madueke gets taken off because it's like he gives us something, that outlet.
Okay.
That Martinelli does.
Finish off your start 11. Adam?
So Madueke on the right, Trossard on the left. Do I want Gyökeres up front? Then what other options have we got at the moment? Yeah, I probably would start Gyökeres just because for the physicality side of it at first. But Jesus is not pulling up any trees. I mean, if Havertz was fit, I'd be playing him. But I probably would start Gyökeres just to try and at least try and be a bit physical and knock them about a bit because they are a little bit all over the place. Spurs defensively.
Okay, on the last one on the right hand side.
Madueke on the right.
Sorry, I meant the left.
Trossard. I'll bring Trossard in for Martinelli.
After what you saw Trossard did on that.
Yeah, because Trossard has always had little games like that, but I've always thought Trossard's a big game player. He scores big goals. He scored against Spurs at home last season. He scores big goals. For whatever you say about Trossard, he always stands up in those big games. And I think when it's going to be a tight game, I like the fact that he can, create something out of nothing. And he is one that will shoot from 25 yards if you need to get something a bit special. So look, hopefully he's not concussed, but yeah, I think I would bring Trossard in for this game personally.
Okay, well, Jake, give me your starting 11, mate.
Same team except for Trossard in for Martinelli.
You'll bring Trossard in for Martinelli.
Yeah, that's the only change I'd make.
All right. Okay, mine would be I would keep the back. I'll keep the back. I'll take out Martin Zubimendi. I would be bringing in Christian Norgard. That I will be doing. Up front, I wouldn't be playing Gyökeres. It will be Jesus starting up front. I would play him up front. On the left and right, I would definitely put Saka back on the right hand side. 100% put him back on there. And I'll most probably would start with Trossard if he's okay from that injury.
Are you playing the 10, Pat?
Jesus.
No. He's saying he's up front, but who's playing?
Am I bringing as a 10? I'll bring in Eze.
Okay.
I'll bring Eze in. I honestly will bring Eze in.
I can understand that. Good memories of the Spurs at home game. Looked good against Wigan. I can understand that.
Definitely, I would have. Everyone else in the chat, please let us know what you think. Listen, guys, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, everyone who's participated. Please subscribe. Please like. Please share. And yes, and hopefully keep the faith. We will definitely, I wouldn't say definitely, but I think we definitely will play a lot better, 100% better than what we did at the Wolves game. So hopefully we'll come away with the 3 points. It's a must.
What was your score prediction?
I'm going 1-0. That's what I'm going for. I think we'll get a 1-0 out of it. And yeah, and that's it. So everyone in the chat, thanks very much. I really appreciate it. I want to say thanks to Adam. How you doing? Thanks, mate. And I want to say thanks to what's his name? He turned up late. Jake, how you doing? Thanks, bruv. You all right? It's good to see you now.